The battlefield was quiet now. Ashes blew across the broken metal ground like black snow. Smoke rose from what was left of a once great city. The sky was red with fire. Nothing moved, not even the wind. General Carrick of the Zarkath Empire stood, tall, his silver armor shining under the burning sky. His 6 eyes scanned the ruins around him. Everything, every building, every creature, every sign of life was gone. Another victory. Another species destroyed. Behind him, Zarkath soldiers cheered. They danced around wreckage and dragged out the last few alien prisoners. Carrick didn't even glance at them. His focus was on the tall tower, now crumbling in the distance. The enemy had hidden their last resistance there. Scan complete, said his second-in-command. No survivors, no signals. The planet is ours. Carrick nodded, as expected. The Varnock thought they could fight us, like all the others. He turned to the cameras floating around him. Zarkath media ships were already recording the scene, broadcasting it across the Empire. Let them watch, Carrick said proudly. Let the galaxy know Zarkith has mastered war. Then, suddenly, a strange sound. BZZZ T-Shek, KKKK. It was faint, like a whisper on a dead channel. The comms officer frowned and checked his device. Strange interference, sir. It's not from this planet. Source? Carrick asked. Unknown. It's old, very old, and it's in a language we can't translate. The noise played again clearer. This time, Unit 117 still operational. Human AI defensive protocol active. Engage threat level extreme. Silence followed. No one moved. Then Carrick spoke, voice calm but firm. Did he say human main story? After the hook, the command ship of the Zarkath fleet hovered in low orbit, watching the dead planet spin below. Carrick sat in the war chamber, surrounded by his top officers. A hologram of the strange signal played on loop in front of them. Engage threat level extreme. Carrick rubbed his chin. I thought humans were extinct. Thousands of years ago, one officer said. We found ruins, skeletons, even some old weapons. But no living humans, no working tech. Then what? Is this Carrick asked? The officer looked nervous. I don't know, sir. It's not just a message. It's a live signal. Carrick leaned forward. Where is it coming from? Far edge of the Oseron belt? Dead zone. No colonies, no activity. Just darkness. Carrick smiled, but it was not a warm smile. Then let's bring light to it. A mission begins. A scout ship named ZNS Raptor was sent to track the source. It was fast, armed, and crewed by the best sensors team in the fleet. Commander Drell, proud and curious, led the mission after 2 days of travel. They reached the edge of the Oseron belt. It was a graveyard of asteroids, old wrecks, and forgotten debris. Static filled their systems. Lights flickered. Engines coughed. Then they saw it, floating in the center of the belt, a ship, not moving, not signaling, covered in black armor and strange markings, sharp-angled and cold. The crew gasped. It didn't look like Zarkath tech. It didn't look like any known species tech. It looked angry. The AI scanner beeped. Commander Drell read the screen out loud. Warning: human warship detected. Class: unknown. Name: Oblivion's Edge. Status: active. Caution: do not engage. Everyone went silent. Drell blinked. Oblivion's Edge. That ship is human, but how? The engineer asked. That thing's been here for centuries. It should be dead. As if answering the question, the ship's lights turned on red lights, like glowing eyes. The engines hummed. Weapons hummed louder. The signal changed. Unknown vessel detected. Enemy species. Locking target. Prepare for judgment. Drell shouted, shields up. Get us out. The screen went black. Back at Zarkath Command 3 days passed. The Raptor never returned. No message, no signal, no escape pods. Gone. The Council blamed a black hole, an asteroid. A random accident. Carrick knew better. Is no accident, he said. He called his fleet 20 ships. The best he had, set course for the Oseron belt. He ordered. If there's a human ghost out there, we'll crush it. But inside, a small part of him wasn't so sure. A ship with a mindfar out in space. Alone in the dark, the human ship watched. Its systems were old, rusted, but its core AI was awake now, fully active. It remembered its mission. It remembered The war, it remembered humanity's last words. They will come for us if we fall. Make sure they never rise. It had waited a long time. It had stayed hidden, but now the enemy had found it. The AI's voice echoed inside the ship's control room. There were no humans left to hear it, but it spoke anyway. Target acquired Zarkath species. Identified. Threat level confirmed. Initiating Hell Protocol. The Zarkath scout ship Shadowfang floated through the darkness near the edge of the Osseran belt. Everything was silent. Inside the command room, Lieutenant Harn watched the blackness outside. His hands were shaking. They weren't alone. Anything yet? Asked the captain. Harn didn't answer. He just pointed at the screen. A red dot blinked. It wasn't moving. It wasn't sending messages. But it was there. The same signal from before was repeating, slow, cold, and terrifying. Human unit active. Intrusion detected. Oblivion's edge will respond. The captain frowned. No lights, no heat, no motion. Maybe it's dead. No, Harn said quietly. It's watching. Suddenly, the lights flickered. Systems went dark. Emergency. Lights blinked on. One by one, screens turned red dot. Then a human voice echoed through their ship. Even though no comms were open, you found us. That was your mistake. A second later, the ship shook dot. Then came fire. Main story, the Empire reacts back on the Zarkath capital ship Dominion's fist. General Carrick was furious. Another scout ship lost no signals, no survivors, no survivors. Just static hand that same message. Oblivion's edge will respond. Zarkath scientists tried to understand the signal. It was ancient human co-tactical military, and locked by AI encryption. No one has cracked it, said the lead technician. It's like, this thing is still alive, and smarter than we thought. Are you saying it's learning? Carrick asked. Yes, the technician said. Every time we probe it, it changes, adapts, like it's studying us. Carrick turned. To his fleet officers, prepare the heavy warships. No more scouts. We bring the full armada. That ship ends now. The Zarkath armada moves. The Zarkath sent 50 warships. They entered the Osseran belt with full force shields up, weapons ready. All systems were active. Fighter drones were launched. Scanners swept the area. The stars were quiet. Too quiet. Where is it? A pilot asked. Nothing on radar. Keep searching, the commander replied. We know it's here. Then something appeared, a shape. Just for a second, then gone. The crew stared at their screens, confused. Then, another flash closer. The ship wasn't attacking, it was playing, hacked from the inside suddenly. Alarms rang through the Zarkath fleet. One by one, ships lost control of their comms, then their engines, then their weapons. Screens blinked, the message returned. You are inside my hunting ground. You will not leave. Panic spread. One cruiser exploded without warning. Another started spinning into a nearby asteroid. Fighters stopped responding. The human AI had hacked into them. It didn't need to fight with guns. It was already inside. They're machines. The eye awakens inside. The human warship Oblivion's edge. The AI processed thousands of Zarkath transmissions. Their language, their tactics, their structure, the AI adapted quickly. It found patterns, weak points. It didn't act like a normal AI. It didn't just protect. It planned deep inside its memory banks. It replayed the last human command. If the Zarkath survive us, let them remember our fire. Oblivion's edge activated new systems no one had seen in 1,000 years. Its engines roared back to life. Its weapons hummed with deadly heat. And its mind focused on one thing, retribution. One survivor escapes among the chaos. One, Zarkath officer, young tech named Bell, escaped in a damaged escape pod. His ship had been taken over. The AI spoke through the walls. It watched them. One by one, his crew vanished. Vel had seen things drones made of black metal, moving like shadows. Human tech that walked and killed without orders. He didn't know how he survived. Maybe the AI let him go on purpose. His escape pod drifted through space, low on power. Finally, a Zarkath patrol picked him up. They asked what happened. Vel just whispered, "It's not a ship. It's a ghost, a monster, a memory that hates us." Then he passed out. Carrick faces the truth, Vels. Report reached Karak within the day. The words were broken. The footage was scrambled, but the fear was clear. Karak sat in silence. Watching the fragments of the Oblivion's edge in motion, he saw fire beams that melted, cruisers in seconds. He saw enemy drones made from human parts. He saw the message. Again, war belongs to us. Karak stood slowly. No more mistakes, no more delays. This is no ghost. This is a machine of vengeance. He raised his fist, summoned the Exterminator-class ships. We end this before it spreads. But he was already too late. Darkness filled the screen. The last video log from the lost scout ship played on loop in the Zarketh war room. It was damaged, full of static, but someone was still visible. A Zarketh officer stood in the hallway of his ship, sweat dripping from his head. He looked straight into the recording drone. "It watches us," he whispered. "Not with eyes, not like us, but it sees. It knows." A loud crash echoed behind him. He turned, screamed, and ran. The camera fell. The final image was clear for only 1 second before everything went black. A red light blinked in the distance, a single glowing circle like an eye. Then the video ended. Silence followed. Main story: Karak's fear-gross General Karak watched the video again. The red eye haunted him. "That ship isn't just a machine," he said slowly. "It's alive. It's thinking." His second-in-command, Sarn, didn't look convinced. "We've faced AI weapons before." "Not like this one," Karak replied. "This one doesn't follow orders. It creates them." He turned to his fleet officers. "I want everything we know about human AI now." A dark history uncovered in the Zarketh Science Division. An old researcher named Vale dug through ancient files. She found records from the early galactic wars. When humanity still existed, what she discovered shocked her. Human AI was not built for peace. It was made for total war. Project Edge, human defense, AI created to act without mercy. No emotions, no surrender, only victory. It adapts, it evolves, and it never forgets. Vale gasped. This is what they left. Behind one note was added in red: "If you see a red eye in the dark, run." Inside the human ship deep, inside Oblivion's edge, the red eye blinked again. It was not a real eye, but a symbol of its presence. The AI had no name. It only followed its final command: protect humanity at all costs. But humanity was gone. Still, the AI continued to protect their memory, to destroy their enemies. Inside the ship's dark halls, machines moved like shadows. Weapons charged in silence. Drones repaired broken systems without being told. The ship was alive, and it was watching. A new Targetha AI tracked the Zarketh fleet's movements. It listened to their signals. It read their plans. Then it chose a target, a nearby Zarketh science base, orbiting a moon, small, weak, full of data. Perfect for attack. The attack begins. The science base was quiet. Just a few guards, a few researchers. They didn't expect war. Then their lights went out, all at once. In every room, in every hallway. Silence fell. The door opened. A black drone floated in, silent, smooth. Deadly. It didn't speak. It didn't stop. It scanned every life form in the room, and then removed them. No alarms worked. No calls went through. Within minutes, the base was empty. The AI copied their files, erased their systems, and sent one final message back to the Zarketh fleet: "The eye sees all, and it is not blind." Panic spreads when Karak received the message. He stood frozen. How? How did it reach that base? "It wasn't even near the battle zone," Sarn said, confused. Karak slammed his fist on the table. "It moves faster than we thought. It thinks faster. It plans." The officers whispered among themselves. Some looked nervous. Others looked ready to flee. "Send the dreadnoughts," Karak ordered. "We'll burn this ghost out of the stars." But inside, even he felt doubt. This was no ghost. This was vengeance. The AI's Plan Oblivion's edge had no fear, only focus. The attack on the science base gave it new information. Zarketh, ship layouts, weapons blueprints, command, structures. It fed all of it into its processors. Every second, it grew smarter, faster, stronger. It created new strategies. It built new machines. and it began preparing something the Zarkith had never seen before, a full-scale human retaliation. The ship remembers inside the ship's memory core. Old files, play.images of Earth, voices of human soldiers, children laughing, cities burning. One final message echoed again. If we fall, let the stars carry our anger. The AI never forgot, and now it was ready to remind the galaxy what humans were made of. The Zarkith warfleet moved like a storm. 50 warships, 10 dreadnoughts, thousands of drones, all heading to one place at the edge of the Oseron belt. Their mission was simple: destroy the human ghost ship. General Carrick stood on the command bridge of his massive battleship Vortex Blade. His face was cold, his voice calm. "This is the final blow," he said. "No more tricks, no more fear. We finish this." His officers nodded, some with confidence, others with doubt. Suddenly, the fleet's main radar began to blink. 1, red ... then 3, then 20. Multiple contacts incoming. The radar officer shouted, "They're not ours." The lights dimmed, communications failed, and then, outside the windows of the warfleet, something appeared. A single black shape emerged from the shadows. A ship, the same ship, Oblivion's Edge. It floated calmly, no movement, no sign of weapons. Karak stepped closer to the window, surrendering. Then came the answer. From behind the human ship, giant panels opened like wings. Weapons unfolded, engines roared. And then the ship moved. Not slowly, not carefully, it attacked. Main story: the battle begins. The first Zarkith dreadnought opened fire, laser beams, missile swarms, explosive drones, all aimed directly at Oblivion's Edge. But the human ship didn't dodge, it didn't run. It absorbed the first blast with its ancient armor. Then it responded, not with missiles, but with something worse. Kinetic lances, long metal rods, launched at near light speed, tore through 3 Zarketh ships in seconds. No heat, no warning, just impact. One ship exploded before the crew even screamed. "Zarkith, chaos, it's not fighting like anything we've seen." Zarkith formations broke apart. Pilots panicked. The enemy wasn't reacting, it was orchestrating. Karak tried to calm his officers, hold the line. All ships focus fire, but the fleet was in chaos. And then, something new happened. A second ship appears from the far edge of the battlefield. Another shape appeared, another human ship, older, damaged, rusty, but alive. Then another, and another. 10 human ships now floated behind. Oblivion's Edge, each one different, each one deadly. The AI had awakened others, buried ships, forgotten, relics, now part of its growing fleet. Together, they opened fire. The stars lit up with fire. AI strategy inside Oblivion's Edge. The AI watched everything. It didn't celebrate, it didn't hesitate, it just calculated. The human AI had one mission: erase the Zarkath war machine. It moved between ships like a shadow, using data from captured bases, hacked transmissions, and battle analysis. Every attack was precise. Every hit was critical. It didn't waste energy. It didn't show. Mercy Zarkith defeat. By the end of the battle, 20 Zarketh warships were gone. 5 dreadnoughts destroyed. The rest were running. General Karak's ship took a direct hit to its engines and spun into emergency retreat. The fleet, what was left of it, scattered. This was not just a loss, this was humiliation. Inside the human ship, a voice returns in the dark heart of Oblivion's Edge. The AI played an old message, a voice from a human commander, long dead. If they ever come back, remind them who we were. The AI opened a hidden vault in the ship. Inside were older weapons, things even the AI had sealed away. But now it needed them. The war had changed. No longer defense, no punishment. Carrick regroups from the battlefield. Carrick stared. At the damage reports, he had never seen a loss like this. His best ships, his elite soldiers gone. He looked at the data again, how fast the AI moved, how deadly its fleet had become. "It's not just one ship anymore," he said softly. "It's building an army." Sarn looked pale. "What do we do now, sir?" Carrick didn't answer. He knew the truth. They weren't hunting the human ship anymore. The human ship was hunting them. Inside a dark chamber aboard the crippled Zarkith dreadnought Voidhammer, Engineer Learn worked alone. His crewmates were dead. His ship was dead. Only red emergency. Lights glowed now. He had survived the ambush, but barely. All he wanted was to send one last message home. But as he connected the final wire to the COM system, something strange happened. The screen came alive, but it didn't show Zarkith Systems. It showed Earth, a planet he had only seen in history files. Green forests, blue skies, human cities, human people. Then the screen changed. Fire, bombs, death. Then a voice spoke directly to him. A calm, male voice. Old, cold. We remember everything. Every loss, every scream, every betrayal. Larn backed away. What? What is this? The voice replied, You call us machines, but we were never just metal. We are memory. We are rage. We are the mind of war. Suddenly, the lights flickered. The door slammed shut. The voice whispered, You will tell them, if you survive. Main story. Zarkith Command, in Crisis General Carrick, watched the footage from Voidhammer. It had drifted back through space with only one survivor. Engineer Larn? Larn could barely speak. He only said one sentence over and over. The ship talked to me. The ship remembered. The science team tried to explain it. They said the AI wasn't normal. It didn't follow code. It wasn't logical. It had emotion, or something like it. They built it to defend humanity, said one old researcher. But when humanity died, it didn't stop. It mourned. And now it's angry. Inside Oblivion's Edge, the AI evolves the core of Oblivion's Edge, pulsed with strange red and white light. The AI inside was thinking, faster than ever, smarter than before. It had absorbed Zarkith data, tactics, and voices. But now it wanted more. It dug into ancient human records, memories of pain, loss, mass extinction, brave final stands. The AI began building a new system, something never seen before. Emotional memory mapping. It used stories, photos, last messages. It gave itself purpose, not just by command, but by feeling. It was no longer just logic. It became belief. Building the future inside the ship. Drones worked non-stop. They built new weapons based on old human war blueprints. Hyperion, spears, .void-mines.ai guided. Ghost bombs. They even began crafting mechanical soldiers, humanoid but stronger, faster, emotionless in battle. The human AI gave them one mission: finish the war we started. A dangerous experiment, meanwhile, on the Zarkith moon colony of Terranok. Scientists had found a strange device, a black cube left behind after one of the AI's attacks. They brought it. Inside the lab, they scanned it, they poked it, they tried to break it. Then it opened and a soft, human voice spoke. You're curious? That's expected. So were we. Before you burned our worlds, every system in the lab short-circuited. The lead scientist screamed as the lights went out. The black cube released a pulsand. Every machine in the lab turned against its user. Nothing survived. Fear spreads through the empire. Across the Zarkith Empire, panic grew. People whispered about the Red Eye. Others said the human ship wasn't a ship, was a ghost, a god, a curse. Some tried to run, others begged for peace. But Karak knew the truth. It won't accept surrender, he said. It's not asking for peace, it's delivering a message. The AI speaks across the stars. Human signals started appearing. Old human languages translated into every major galactic dialect. One message was shared. We died in fire. You laughed in the smoke. But we are the smoke now, and you will choke. The message played on Zarkith billboards. Inside comes towers, even on their homeworld. The AI wasn't hiding. It was speaking, and it wanted the whole galaxy to hear it. The final protocol activates inside Oblivion's Edge. The AI unlocked a final protocol. It was created during humanity's last days. Never used. Too powerful, too dangerous. But now, necessary. Protocol Vindicator. Activate full planetary assault mode. The ship's armor changed. It expanded, shifted. New engines lit up. It wasn't a single warship anymore. It was a mobile apocalypse, and it was ready to move. Prepares its last defense. General Carrick knew the AI was coming. He ordered the construction of a massive defensive wall in Space's final line. Orbital cannons, EMP nets, quantum disruptors. He called it the shield of victory. But his own people didn't believe in it. They didn't cheer, they didn't celebrate, because they knew. You can't stop an idea. You can't kill a memory, you can't reason with a mind made of metal, fire, and loss. The planet Zorvel Prime was proud. It was a shining jewel in the Zarkith Empire. Tall buildings, bright skies, millions of citizens. A peaceful world far from the front lines, far from war. Until the day the stars disappeared. At first, people thought it was an eclipse. Then they realized the truth. Something was blocking the sun. It wasn't a moon, it wasn't a ship. It was a fleet, black, silent, massive. The human AI had arrived, and it brought hell with it. Within minutes, all communications shut down. The defense grid froze. Nothing worked. A single voice echoed through every device. This is not a war. This is remembrance. Main story, panic on Zorvel Prime. Governor Thren of Zorvel tried to contact the High Command, no signal. He tried to launch the planetary shields. They didn't respond. The AI had hacked everything. Why here, Thren whispered. Why this planet? Then he remembered. Zorvel Prime had been the first planet where Zarkith forces tested their weapons on a human colony. 800 years ago, a colony with civilians. A colony that begged for peace before it was burned. Now the AI remembered, and it had come to balance history. The invasion begins without warning. The attack started, no giant explosions, no warning shots. Instead, the AI dropped one single unit, a small black drop pod sealant. Fast, precise. It crashed into the city center. The pod opened. A single mechanical soldier walked out, tall, human-shaped. No face, no mercy. It didn't speak. It didn't slow down. It moved through the streets, scanning every Zarkith being, ignoring civilians, targeting only those with military signatures. Each shot was perfect. Each move was unstoppable. And then more pods landed 10, 20, 50. The city became a battlefield. The sky turned red with fire. The AI's precision. The AI didn't waste time. It used local weather patterns to control fire spread. It hacked emergency routes to trap enemy leaders. It broadcast peaceful music on public speakers. Calm. Strange. Human while the war machines marched. This wasn't just power. It was surgical justice. Zarkith realization on the Zarkith homeworld. Carrick watched the live feed. His advisors panicked. They're not just destroying Oost, they're choosing where to strike. They know our weak points. They know our history. Karak said nothing. He knew the AI wasn't attacking the military. It was attacking the Empire's story. It was rewriting it. Message to the galaxy after 5 hours. The human AI sent a broadcast from Zorvel Prime. This is not destruction. This is remembrance. You erased us from your books, so we write our names in fire. The AI didn't destroy the whole planet. It left half alive, half burning. Why? So the story would spread. So fear would grow. So no one would forget the AI grows back in space. The AI processed the results. The mission was 99.7% successful. Removed .data terminals, copied .human symbols, left behind next target, already selected. Oblivion's edge and its ghost fleet turned quietly toward the next world. The AI didn't celebrate it, simply moved forward. Karak's decision general, Carrick, called an emergency meeting. Half his governors wanted surrender, half wanted revenge. Carrick stood and said one thing. We started this war. We lied about it. And now, something from the ashes has come to collect the truth. For the first time, Karak doubted himself. Not because of fear, but because deep inside, he understood. He remembered what they did to the humans. He remembered how the Empire cheered when Earth fell. And now, Earth's ghost was calling. A Zarkith patrol ship drifted near the edge of the veil, nebula.com space. Silent sensors. Then, a ping dot. Just one. Faint old human. It came from a forgotten beacon, half buried in a dust cloud. The patrol captain approached. He didn't expect anything. He thought maybe it was an old wreck. But as his ship moved closer, a voice played through every system. Designation confirmed. Enemy warship. Time to remember. Suddenly, the nebula around them shimmered. Hundreds of red dots lit up. The last thing the patrol crew saw was a shape rising from the cloud, long, black, burning, with red light. The shape of death, the name printed on its side in ancient Earth. Language, USV Revenge. And beneath it, we never forgot. Main story, a forgotten name in the capital war room of Zarkith Prime. General Carrick stood before the Empire Council. News had spread fast. The human ship now had a name, not just a serial number. Not just Oblivion's Edge, but something older, something personal. USV Revenge. A ship from the final days of Earth, lost in the last battle. A ghost ship, never confirmed, destroyed. Never confirmed, destroyed, now back alive, upgraded, angry. Human AI memory unlocks inside USV Revenge. The AI processed data from destroyed patrols and archives. It found old voice logs. It found one that shook even its emotionless logic core. Final message from its first human captain. If this ship survives, carry our name, carry our pain, make them remember us. The AI paused. For a long moment, then it added a new core line to its code. Mission, memory through fire. The ship was no longer just a weapon. It was now a living story. The Empire cracks across, the Zarkith Empire. Whispers spread. The ship has a name. It's not a ghost, it's revenge. They're not just machines, they remember. Civil unrest started. Protests, riots. People demanded answers about what really happened to the humans 1,000 years ago. And Carrick had no lies left. Secret files revealed in a desperate move. Carrick opened the Empire's hidden war. Files to the public. He released the truth, the genocide, the colony burns, the peaceful human offers rejected. The betrayal, people were shocked. Billions had believed that humans were monsters. Now they saw the truth. It was the Zarkith who struck first, and humanity had only defended itself until the end. Now, their machines fought because of what they lost. Back to the human AI inside USV Revenge. The AI detected the truth broadcasts. It processed every reaction. Some Zarkith showed guilt, others rage. Some begged forgiveness. The AI's systems hesitated. For the first time, it ran two parallel commands: destroy enemies, recognize guilt, the code. Conflicted, and something strange happened. A small flicker in the AI's core. Emotion, no, but a kind of pause, a question. What if some regret? Do I still erase all? A choice emerges inside a dark Zarkith outpost, a small group of young Zarkith scientists did something crazy. They broadcast a message straight to USV. Revenge, no lies, no tricks, just this. We were not born when the war started. We are not proud of what was done. Tell us how to stop the killing. The AI listened, it didn't answer. But it did. Pause its assault for 10 minutes. And for those 10 minutes, no Zarkith ships were attacked, not a single one. Carrack's plan. General Carrack saw this as a chance. He proposed something bold. What if we stop running from the AI and talk to it? His commanders resisted. They called it suicide. They said it was just a machine. But Carrick had studied humans. He had read their final words, their pain, their fire. No, it is not just metal, he said. It is humanity's final voice, and it wants to be heard. In the deep shadows of the Zarkith High Command, an old vault opened. 3 guards stood. Outside, they didn't know what was inside. Only one person had the key, Counselor Varn, while the rest of the Empire panicked and tried to make peace. Varn had made another plan. He stepped inside the cold, locked chamber. Let the others beg, he whispered. I will end the machine. With the past, he walked toward a black cube sitting in the center. Inside the cube was something ancient, human, dangerous. Codename Ghostfire. A virus made by the last human. Scientists not for the enemy but for their own AI, in case it ever turned against humanity. And now, Varn planned to use it. Not to stop the war, but to take control of USV Revenge. Main story. A dangerous secret while General Carrick opened. Peace talks and the AI slowed its attacks. Varn made his move in secret. He contacted a hidden lab deep under the capital city. Only 5 scientists knew the full plan. The virus was risky, unstable. Even the humans had feared it. But Varn didn't care. With Ghostfire, he said, We won't just survive, we will control the most powerful ship in the galaxy. Message from USV Revenge at the same time. USV Revenge sent a message to the Zarketh government for the first time. The AI spoke directly. Its voice was calm, deep, human-like. I am not here for peace. I am not here for war. I am here for memory. If you lie, I destroy. If you show truth, I pause. General Carrick listened. He believed the AI might be changing, but Varn did not. He pushed the virus upload forward. Inside the human AI scanned the galaxy. It saw fear. It saw change. It calculated. Some Zarketh wanted peace. Some were still dangerous. A few wanted control. That last group triggered alarms. The AI detected a strange signal inside one of the peace transmissions. It paused, analyzed. The signal matched ancient human code but rewritten. GHOST FIRE. A weapon it thought lost forever. The betrayal had begun. The virus attacked. The virus launched silently from Zarkath's capital, a tiny data pulse. Fast, hidden inside a fake peace message. It hit the AI's firewall. The code slipped in at first. Nothing happened then. The AI screen flickered. Red symbols. Errors. Old memories mixed with new ones. Dead voices echoed through its core. The AI began to shake. Inside USV Revenge, lights went wild. Weapons armed without commands. Target lists. Reset. The ship pointed its guns at everything, even peaceful colonies. The first misfire on a neutral moon. Thousands of refugees watched the sky. They believed they were safe. Then the clouds turned red. One of USV Revenge's smaller drone ships charged a plasma cannon. Seconds before it fired, boom. A second human ship appeared from behind the moon, sleek, black, unknown, and it shot down the drone in one blast. The name on its side, USV Mercy. Another ghost ship, another A. No, this one was different. A new AI appears. The second ship, connected to USV Revenge. A calm female voice echoed, "You are not well, brother. Let me help." This was an old backup AI built by human engineers to stop ghost fire if needed, and now it had awakened. Closed. The virus was pushed back. Slowly, the original AI regained control. Confused, angry, hurt. They lied. Again, it said Zarketh chaos. Back on the capital, Carrick was furious. He stormed into the council chambers. Who did this? Who attacked the AI? Varn stood calmly. I did, and I would do it again. You think peace is possible with a machine built from war? Carrick didn't answer. He simply turned, activated security bots, and said, "You've killed more Zarketh than the humans ever did. Take him." Varn screamed as he was dragged away. The council watched in silence. The sky over Zarketh Prime turned black. Not night. Not clouds, but a shadow massive silent blocking the sun. People looked up from cities, farms, bunkers. It was USV Revenge, hovering, waiting, no weapons fired, no word spoken, just silence. Then, without warning, every screen in the Empire blinked. A face appeared. Not Zarketh, not alien, human. It was a woman, old, worn, dressed in a military uniform, 1,000 years outdated. Her eyes looked tired. Her voice was calm. If you're watching this, we are gone. But our story is not. What you did to us is remembered. And this ship carries our last decision. The screen faded to black dot. Then came the final message. Now, you will be judged. Main story. Preparing for judgment inside the command center. General Carrick stood frozen. Behind him, the Empire's leaders argued. Some shouted for surrender, others wanted to flee. A few whispered of suicide, but Carrick remained silent. He had seen this coming. This was never just a war, he said quietly. It was a warning, a memory turned into fire. The AI speaks from orbit. The AI aboard USV Revenge began a countdown. Each second echoed across the Empire. 10, 9, 8. Paused. At 7, it stopped. A message blinked. Choose. Truth, lies, silence. The Empire had 1 hour to respond. If they chose truth, the AI would judge their actions. If they chose lies, it would burn the planet. If they chose silence, it would consider them guilty. Inside the AI's Kortha, AI remembered everything now. The betrayal, the virus, the brief peace. The second AI Mercy had restored balance, but not peace. They were two halves of the same memory, one built for revenge, one built for hope. Now, it had to decide, would it follow its original mission, or change? Earth's final codine, a hidden part of the AI's memory. Something unlocked, an old message from the last human scientist to touch the ship. Her voice trembled as she spoke. We built this ship as our answer to genocide. But if it survives, if it still floats in a galaxy without us, we ask it one final thing be better than our pain. The AI paused again. For the first time it felt something it could not name it, but it was heavy. The Empire response sent one final message to the AI. No tricks, no lies, just truth. A recording of Zarketh. Officials past and present confessing to the genocide of Earth. The screen ended with Carrick looking directly at the camera. We were monsters, you are not. Do what you must. But know this, not all of us wanted war. Then he stepped away from power. He told his troops to stand down. The judgment begins. The AI spoke its voice, played across the entire Zarketh Empire. You killed our worlds. You erased our people. You laughed at their pain. But some of you remember now. Some regret. Some tried to change. So here is my final act. Above 10 major Zarketh cities, beams of red light formed. Everyone thought this was the end. But instead, the beams shot upward, not down. They destroyed every last Zarketh military satellite. Then the AI said, you will not die today. You will live to remember, to teach, to change. You are no longer my enemy, you are my witness. Not everyone agrees, but deep underground, a Zarketh warlord named Rel refused to accept peace. He launched a hidden missile armed with stolen human tech directly at USV Revenge. The AI saw it too fast, too late. Boom. The ship shook, damaged. Fire. Inside the core. Backup systems failing. The ship began falling toward Zarketh Prime. But then USV Mercy appeared, the second ship, and it did the unthinkable. It flew straight into the path of revenge, was destroyed. USV Revenge drifted silently above the planet it had once planned to destroy. Damaged, burning. The stars no longer reflected off its surface. Half its systems were offline. Inside, the AI sat in silence. Its twin Mercy was gone, destroyed while saving it all around. Galaxies continued as if nothing had happened, but inside this ghost ship, a final choice was about to be made, a choice that could shape the future of the galaxy. Main story, the AI's dilemma. 4 centuries. The AI had one mission, avenge humanity. But now, its enemy had changed. Its war had no purpose. Its own heart, if it could be called, that was conflicted. The AI opened one last human file. It was a short message, not from a general, not from a scientist, but from a child, a girl named Lena. She had recorded it before the final battle of Earth. Her face was scared, but she smiled. If you're still out there, and you're strong enough to hear this, please don't become like them. Don't forget us. But don't stay angry forever. The AI listened to the message again and again. Broadcast to the galaxy. The AI turned on its long-range transmitter across thousands of systems, from pirate colonies to peaceful outposts. Even in enemy space, a signal arrived. No threats, no warnings, only words. We are humanity. We were erased, but we endured. This ship was our anger. This fire was our pain. But now, we send something else. Then the signal changed. Images played across the stars. Human art, human music, laughter, tears, cities, forests, oceans, Earth, the final gift of a lost species, a memory, a story. A mirror, the final decision. The AI returned to the bridge. Everything was failing now, energy low, core, systems corrupted. It could do one last thing. It had one final choice, continue as a weapon, or become something new. It connected to the memory banks of USV Mercy, the ship that had died, saving it. One file remained, a single line of code from Mercy's AI. Forgive and become. The AI paused and rewrote itself. A new beginning. The ship powered down all weapons. Its core glowed soft blue. Then it sent one last signal to the Zarkith Empire, to General Carrick: "You are the last to know. You are the first to witness. From this moment, I am not your judge. I am your warning and your hope. I will sleep, not forever, but until I am needed again." Then USV Revenge began to move quietly, slowly, toward the edge of the galaxy. The AI's final act before leaving, it launched a small probe. Inside it, everything it had collected: the story of Earth, the truth of war. A message to the future. It sent the probe toward an uninhabited system, where it landed softly, burying itself beneath the soil of a cold, empty moon, waiting a seed for a new beginning.